good? What's happening? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Black and Planting. How you guys doing? If you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing below, turning on your notification bell so that you are notified every time we post a video. What's good? Thank you so much for tuning back in. So on today's video, we'll be talking about abandonment. It is something that has become such a norm, and it is something that is sad. And today we have a scenario, but before we get into the video, let's just introduce the guys that are rolling with me today. What's happening, guys?
Yeah, what's good in the hood? What's good in the hood? In the hood. In the urban areas.
Yeah. And the shabongs.
Yeah.
Okay, you can introduce
Yeah, what are we here for?
You can introduce yourself. What are your names?
Karabo.
Kubem Nandi.
My wife is the
No,
one.
Chief, don't come in and floss here.
It's the truth though.
Nobody needs to know, bro.
Also like Kendall, Kendall. Third wheel.
He's a third wheel. Anyway, so in today's video, we had one of our subscribers write to us, and she mentioned that she was abandoned by her dad as a little girl, and now she is married with a family, and she feels as if she is struggling in her marriage because of the fears of abandonment. So in her marriage right now, she says that she sees a lot of similarities of what her mom went through with her dad, and every time her and a partner argues, he walks away, and that kind of makes her feel that he's gonna leave her one day. So the struggle with her is, do I leave this relationship which I feel is toxic, or do I stay because I don't want my children to go through what I went through without having a father in my life?
But is that the only reason why she's staying? Is that her reason for staying? Just the fear of her babies?
Hey, man, let me tell you something, ne? The thing is, if I have I've met people by they've have been abandoned by their parents, males and females. And for some reason, I feel like when it comes to the dad, because it's mostly the father leaving the home.
Niggas bounce.
Yeah. As much as it's bad for the males, it is bad because you can't really relate to, your mom in the same way, knowing how you're gonna act as a man in the world and stuff. As much as that's a factor, that's like the biggest factor with males. With females, I think they feel it a lot more for some reason. Because it's almost like an emotional, if it's, for instance, if your mom abandons you, a lot of people's minds kind of taboo in a way for the women to be the deadbeats. But there are women who are deadbeats, and a lot of guys that go through that, they feel like that this is the emotional detachment. You check what I'm saying? So I think like for the women, it's the same thing in reverse, because it's now the emotional thing.
But I think it's the same for both of us.
Yeah, but it hits home emotionally in different ways.
I don't believe
if it's
that.
your
I think
mom
maybe it's more visible with women than
No,
it
but
is with
it's true
men.
because
Let
I
me tell you
get
why.
it. Guys have certain things to offer to you, a child, and women have certain things to offer.
Okay.
So
there we
things-
agree.
Yeah.
We agree.
Sure.
What I'm saying is the difference is, if whether my sister, I have a sister, right? I'm just gonna create a scenario. I have a sister.
You have a sister.
No, I don't.
So
She's just creating a scenario.
Do you know scenario, Chief? Scenario. I'm creating a scenario here. I have a sister.
Created.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Create the scenario is very nice.
Chief, this is a serious issue here.
She knows I'm playing it. Yeah, no, for real create.
Yeah, so
create the scenario.
say I have a sister and maybe our father leaves. Ne? It's still gonna have the same effect on us. She's gonna have that void. I needed that male figure in my life. I'm still gonna feel the same. The difference is, even if it was our mother who leaves, ne? The difference, what I'm trying to say is, the difference is how we deal with
the laws.
Yeah, our emotions. Just generally, the comparison between, the difference between males and females. So I'm gonna handle it differently because I'm a guy. I can, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be sexist, or anything, but
Yeah, you will handle it
is.
differently. It's true.
You know what I mean?
But that's
I'm gonna
what
bottle it
creates-
up, or it's
That's
still,
what
it's
creates
still,
the
it's
variation.
still toxic though.
It is.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why I asked whether that's her main reason for staying, her only concern was the babies, is because, you know, like, if she feels like that, then just move.
But you see what I feel? I feel like the problem is maybe she hasn't dealt with it. She hasn't accepted that he left and it was not my fault. You understand? Because now it's a thing of, okay, so her brain has been wired that, you know, every male in her life, you know, who loves her is going to leave. So she needs to unlearn that, right? She needs to teach her brain to unlearn it. Because when the brain sees her in love with a man, automatically thinks that...
It's
he
gonna
thinks
be-
that she's gonna leave.
That's what I was addressing.
So now the
That's
problem
what I'm
is
addressing.
it can't be a situation of I'm staying only I'm only staying with this man because of the kids. But if it's a good man, it's your brain that's the problem, because he's there with you. That's him already showing you that he's not.
You
gonna
know what
go
the thing
anywhere.
is, ne? You are kind of set up when you've gone through a life, ne, where there's a male figure, a very special, the most special male figure, being absent in your life, and you are a woman, ne? You are basically set up in a
To
way
search for it,
to
your
search
whole life.
for
Your
exactly,
life, yeah.
and honestly, you'll do that. Whatever, like, I'm sure she would like be the type where in the beginning of her life, especially a dating experience, she would probably like fall for guys who would show traits of like not giving a damn and leaving anytime they want. Do you understand? Because that's what your brain, especially from tender development stages of being a child, you check. That's what your brain is kind of hardwired to think, oh, this is what a man is. To me, you understand? Because that's what that's what the special man was. A person who
left,
who vies.
So hey, bruh, like that's why I'm saying for women, it's that depth of that emotional detachment is what hurts the most with the father leaving. You understand what I'm saying? Kinda a guy is also emotionally hurt. You understand? But let's say you have like a good male figure who's like an uncle in your what do you call this? It's hard for a woman, I would say. It's hard for a woman to replace the uncle with the father than the boy.
No, but I
the
mean,
guy.
when you put it in that context, you have to replace the father leaving with the mother leaving.
Yeah, because you can't add an uncle because it's not.
No, I'm talking about
How
the
was
context of the father leaving.
Okay, let's say
I'm
the
saying
context.
hey, I know the woman. I'm saying with the father, with the father, it has this effect on a guy and this effect on a girl. The effect on the girl is it has a lot to do with
The
emotional
father
distress.
Okay, so when it comes to the male,
With the male,
and his
it's
mother
more of
Damn, man.
they need they needed a guy.
That's why.
You didn't. They need to be.
but
taught
then does that
respect.
also
You
that
understand?
triggers them not to? They don't know how to love a person because I mean your mother's not there.
Yeah.
Right. Your mother's your first nurture, your first
I
teacher,
mean,
whatever.
I think,
So-
I think women in general, dog, like with an absent father, women in general, that's my opinion. Women in general get hit the most with the loss. The most of a father.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Because it's a factor already. Here's the thing. They also become mothers one day. You understand what I'm saying? And to what type of men? The type of men that their father taught them that these are good men? Which father?
But
You understand?
What I'm
the
trying to
women
get
are
at-
the foundation of our society.
We get that women
what
are
I'm
the
trying to-
foundation.
Sorry,
Mhm.
what I'm trying to get at is that the same effect a boy child will have with the absence of a mother.
Yes.
You know, when you
I
grow
already
up-
said that. I can
Yeah, but you concentrating on the women. No, you concentrating on the.
But
going
anyway-
back, must
but
the movie
anyway-
goes forward. Not
But
back.
anyway, another thing that we need to be aware of or not, as much as she feels like the husband keeps triggering her, maybe intentionally, because of every time they argue, he leaves. She's wired like that, remember, because she's been experiencing that her whole life. What about the dude? What if the husband does that because that's all he knows too? He's been wired to leave when things get hot because of what he saw and learned from
His
the
own
parents.
Probably the father. You see, that's the
One
situation
Kalokai.
of the father.
You know what I mean?
That's
It
what
might-
I was talking about.
No, it might not be the father. It might not. It might be a situation of maybe
Yeah, but we know, you know what the sad part is about us, about our country generally. It's actually a norm that families are a single parent family with a woman who's a parent. That's actually normal.
not even.
That's actually a normal family in our
Africa.
In Africa,
Yeah.
which is a
But
tragedy.
then what makes men leave?
Look, now I think this is a lot deeper than just the gender role. I feel like
Yeah,
it
but
goes to historical, colonial points of reference. You understand, where times where we like slavery had influenced an entire generation of a people to kind of hate each other. You understand? And when a black man thinks of a black woman, they don't think of the same. They don't think of a black woman the same way as they do of a white woman.
Yeah, it's fine. We get that. But what I'm saying is, the question is like,
Why
why
does it
do
leave
men
us?
leave?
Hey,
So it can't go back. I don't think we can take it
answer
back
that
to
question,
slavery.
no, if we're going to answer the question, we have to go back we have to go very like deep back to cultural.
Why do men leave now?
Cultural
Okay,
destruction.
let's talk about it now.
Now.
This
There
is
was a domino
You know why?
effect. There's a domino
Wait.
effect. It's not an answer. You don't start the question here. You answer it here. I say exam.
You see red.
Kumi was gonna say something.
Surely there has to be something that historical that is.
Yeah, you're right.
It can't be. It can't
You're
be.
right.
With the pattern.
Yeah.
It's a pattern.
Yeah, fine.
Why is it mostly men?
No,
not
listen.
women.
I think.
When I think these zalo in the.
Brands.
Pray.
I think, bruh, the problem is that for the longest time, the man has always been the dominant figure and the woman the submissive. You know what I mean? As the times went, now women are becoming woke. There's this thing of independence from men. You know what I mean? Now the dynamics have shifted. Males, we are still stuck in that. When I say hi, it's hi.
Patriarchy.
When I say Z, it's hey. It's like that. I put my foot down. Ne? But now the women are like, fuck this, that thing.
Extreme feminist.
This feminism now, it's on another
It's extreme.
level.
I think it's a bias.
You know what I
one
mean?
Where men,
Yeah,
we are
now
pinned
we are
against
dogs.
each other.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the general society is not helping. There's this stereotype of just us being dogs. We are dogs, and we are not needed now because everybody's like, you guys are doing well.
You
are
see,
being
that's how-
independent.
So why make people pregnant?
That's
if
how
you're gonna
black.
leave it?
That's how
No,
black.
listen,
That's how
now-
black women apparently think of black men. That men are dogs. But if they would put that,
They are
black
dogs.
men are
Like,
dogs.
they
Black
amongst
men.
us.
I don't agree.
Amongst
Nah,
us.
that's what they
No,
say.
listen,
That's what
amongst
they
us,
think.
Amongst us, we have dogs. We
Very
have
true.
dogs with dogs.
We do.
We high five dogs. We there are men who
Yeah.
are really, really bad and like treat women really bad.
Yeah, they are.
But at the same time, they're really good dudes. Now you find a girl child growing up in a household where she lives with her granny. There's no grandfather. for whatever reason, her mom, the father is gone, her auntie, the
Uncle.
she's maybe there's an uncle who is a sibling to the mother, but none of them are married or still with, you know. She grows up under the pressure ya gore wena wa ja fela mo. You can't no, listen chief, listen, o tsubuya ka di caveman le buya Van Riebeeck da.
Bro, the black family dynamic is screwed out.
Exactly. I'm trying to.
Why don't you just say this?
Dude, some people need to understand this.
Oh, sure.
Some people need to know when you say the dynamic is
The
screwed
black
up.
family dynamic.
Exactly.
You're leaving race out of it. Like, I haven't heard you say black. Say black.
Bruh.
Black. Black. Black.
Black. The black family dynamic is screwed up.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's tight.
right.
That's how
But
it
now this child grows up and she's pressured into dating the right man who's going to buy bread in the house, who's going to do this, who's going to do. What does she do? When she goes out, she looks for that type of man because this is all she knows. You know. She gets comment like real life story, dog. Like this is real life stories that I've heard personally. Oh, when I Jan Van Riebeeck. So you get
Fuck off, when shit. That's all I can do.
explicit content.
Yay! I apologize to my subscribers.
But long story short,
Yeah.
the female child grows up and grows up with this perspective of black men. You know, this man is the only thing that's going to save me apart from education, and I can't afford education. You know what I mean? So I grow up searching for this black Jesus who's going to betcha me, give me my fuso, buy me this, buy me that, and now that comes with a cost. With the black child.
Talks. You
Oh,
talk.
hey.
Yes.
But now with the boy child.
YouTube yo tlela ya hela mo go ena mos.
Tekwinya.
I guess bro. YouTube. Can I talk, bro?
This is my first time on YouTube.
Stop, relax.
Wajampies. It's obvious. Of course, it's your first time.
Okay, let me
Enjoy the camera.
Okay, sharp biginyana, biginyana.
Bikinyana.
Bravo, come on.
Did I omnibus yo tlela generations and then what a bikinyana.
Hadi boy. Akisize bana baba.
Sharp.
I'm here for a reason, chief. I was born for this.
Yes.
Yeah, so with the boy child, you grow up in a society where the money stays with the mother while it then go mama. You know, the only time you have money. What am I saying? Because
Okay, stop. Wait.
Okay, sorry. Just begin.
If you can just say black family dynamic ruined. Cut, finish. And
No,
this
let
whole
him
thing could
let him
have
explain. No, let him. Wait, let him explain it in his own way. Bube, you can continue.
to the point.
But let me ginger.
I've been needing
Come, guys.
Yeah. So with the black child now, there's these girls, all they want is money and fun time. I was fortunate enough to go to school or to get a job and earn good money, right? Now it becomes a situation where I have the power.
So you become that guy that little girl needs for the bread.
You know what I mean? And I know that.
Bless her.
But now I'm broke too because I grew up in a screwed up